Welcome to Find You Fridays. Yes, it is that time of the week again. How did we get so lucky? All right, let's just pop that in there, get all the things going. Happy days. Happy. All righty. Hi, Melinda. Hello, beautiful. How are you today? All right. Hey, Juanita. Hello. How are you both? Let's chuck that up there. Yay! Oh, such a long way away today. Such a long road. I've had such a busy day today. I had an amazing morning. I was in my pajamas all morning. It was amazing. And then I've been blessed with sessions this afternoon, and yeah, that was a lot of long stuff today. So I'm feeling it a little bit today. Oh shoot, I don't have my diary with me. Oh well, I've got the wrong book sitting right. Well, actually the right book, because it's this book, but never mind. I will have to just bundle on through. I'm good to hear that you're fabulous today, Melinda. Good to hear. So let us get some bits and pieces out. I'm looking forward to this weekend. Actually, I've got one session tomorrow and another session on Sunday. So how did I get so lucky? 4 sessions for one weekend. My weekend being 3 days long. So I'm looking forward to all of the sessions, but I think the one on Sunday is going to be a wee bit interesting. So it's going to be some entity release work and stuff like that by the sounds of it. So I'm looking forward to that. Hi, Brian. Hello, beautiful Brian. Pretty tired and flat out with the kids. Yeah, I can understand that. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate you very, very much. Very, very much. So much to tell you all. I have to say, last night I was over at craft class and I just couldn't shut up with all the stories that I had to tell. It was amazing. I loved it. It was awesome. Alrighty. And I'm sure I will have many, many more to tell you all too. So, hi Edwina. Hello. Juanita, you just reminded me of a colloquialism that is very Australian, and I had no idea what it meant. And it was, oh, thank you, lovely. It's because I'm with you all. You guys make me glow. So I was doing my Cert 3 in children's services, so I could go into childcare or nannying or doing whatever. And it was, I actually moved here to do that. And one of the things that we got asked was about a whole bunch of colloquialisms. And I was thinking, as a Kiwi, surely I'd know what that's all about. But there was one phrase, and it sticks in my head today. And I have not really heard it. So hi, Jacqueline. So I'm curious, because most of my audience here at the moment is Australian. Do you guys, or have you ever heard the phrase flat chat? Because I've never heard it here in South Australia while I've been here, and I've been here like 14 years now. But I've never heard anybody use it. And I'm wondering if it's a Queensland thing. So yeah, the term flat chat, I'm just curious. Like, so Jacqueline's heard it. Okay, maybe I'm just not around enough Australians. I do have a very multicultural type workplace, so maybe that's part of it. Oh, you've heard it but never use it, Jacqueline. I love it. See, in New Zealand, when we have shared accommodation, so we call that flatting. So my interpretation of flat chat was like you're going to have a flat meeting, like a meeting of all the flatmates getting together. That's what I thought flat chat meant. And yes, hi Christine. Hi. Yeah, it does. It does mean you're just so busy. Older Aussie slang. Oh, there you go. There you go. That definitely makes sense. It's a bit like the old flat out like a lizard drinking. We don't use that one in Australia and New Zealand either. Oh dear. Can you think of any other older slang things, phrases? This is something that my friend in Canada and I spent, weeks going backwards and forwards on different things that we would say or remembered hearing or being used around us when we were young. Yep, the lizard drinking one. Yeah, it's not really a thing that I hear too much now. Probably a little bit more in the building industry. But yeah, I guess it sort of depends on what section of society that you're floating around in, perhaps, whether it's the more upper class versus the more blue collar people. All right, so let us get into our weekly reading for the collective. So we're looking at the 11th of May through to the 17th of May. And we are having a look to see what or how can we best work with these energies for this next week. Uru, yeah. I'm trying to think. I definitely have heard Uru here. I think I used to, like, one of my rural New Zealand friends used to say that too. Like, her family used to say that. I do recall hearing that one with her too. Yeah, Uru. It's funny. Because, of course, in New Zealand, we have cheers, but you have cheers here too, but we have chur, which is CHUR. And basically, chur can be a whole bunch of different things. It can be meaning like yes. It can be like, yeah, awesome. It can be good job. It can be I agree. It can be all sorts of, it's like one of those sort of multi words is chur. Oh, and if we really want to add emphasis, we do it twice. So chur, Oh, yeah, definitely. Chur is definitely a positive one. Primo is another one that we say in New Zealand, which was really funny when they came out with Primo milk because it was flavored milk called Primo. So that was like Primo, which is again like a positive thing. It's a positive term. Trying to think. some of the others. It's been such a long time since I've been back. How are we working with these energies for this next week, people? How did the new moon treat you all this week? I know for me it was very well, perfectly timed. I was grateful because that was on Wednesday, if I remember rightly, Tuesday or Wednesday. So I was certainly feeling the wonderful effects of it being a speeding up of energy. I had loads of energy, but the releasing of, because we're on this book club journey at the moment and we're using the magic, which is the gratitude practice, there's a lot of energy releasing for me at the moment, and I can just feel and I could definitely perceive how much the new moon was really integrating that as well and just making it even more potent, which is just so wonderful. Indigo James. Oh, right. That was an @Indigo James. Okay, you're tagging other people. I love this. I love it. Let us see how are we best going to work with these energies for the next week. I have lots to tell you all. All right, so interesting. Just looking at this reading for the next week and looking at the overall sort of themes of it, I honestly think that we're going to have a bit more of a tender week this week. We're going to be a bit more in touch with our feminine side, our softer side this week, and just being way more aware of the gentle, softer, intricate sides. Perhaps there'll be some things popping up around memories and connection points with other people. So the first card that we've got here is Embrace Loving Touch, Reach Out and Connect. So what I'm getting from this one is that if you find that certain people are popping into your mind a lot more this week, reach out and connect with them, because they might be requiring some of your magic. And just to hear your voice, or to receive a message from you, I get the sense it's going to be really, really well, perfectly timed this week for all of that, for you to be able to share some of your sparkly magic out there with those that are popping into your mind, because they're obviously sending out those signals to say, hey, I'd love to hear from you. The next card that we've got is Inhale the Scent of Life, the Celestial Bouquet Awaits. So this is about breath. That's what I'm getting a sense of with this one. It's like, breathe it in and realize that with everything that you are choosing and are experiencing, it's either, and I'm going to bring in the stuff from the gratitude, the magic today. It's either because you have an absolute incredible amount of gratitude in your life, or you're lacking in gratitude and you're in too much negativity. So what does your life smell like at the moment? Does it smell amazing and delicious and incredible? Or does it smell like a big, huge shit bomb? It's up to you. And if it smells like the latter, then it's more than likely because you haven't got enough gratitude in your life and you're focusing on the negativity and the judgment and all the yucky conversations and thoughts. So what does your life smell like this week? We got value your uniqueness. The world awaits you. So is there some project or maybe a moment at work where your voice is absolutely what is required? Because this card is saying nobody else can say it like you can say it. nobody else can put it across like you would. So I'll give you an example of that. Back when I started working for the cleaning company, I was so excited about putting up progress shots, especially of the hoarding jobs that I was on and things like that. And somebody who does private cleaning popped up into my feed and or messaged me actually. And she said to me, be very careful about that and make sure that you've actually got permission from the homeowners or the people that you're doing the work for to put those photos up in social media, because it is actually personal private information, and you might find yourself in a bit of hot water with legally, disclosing private information on social media platforms. And I was just like, oh, really good point. And so I, from that point, haven't really showed anything from progress stuff unless it's really obvious that I can do it without being like showing anything that will be identifying those people specifically. And so today I received a message, an email from work, and expressed they were asking for before and after shots. And I was just like, that's cool, but have you got, a media release permission form from the homeowners? Or the tenants or the clients or whatever it is. And I was able to kindly and gently in my voice express that to the manager. And she's like, oh, thanks, Lorene. And then I actually followed that up with a conversation with one of the clients that I have, and they've very generously said, yes, absolutely, you can share the before and afters. They are amazing. So, and we're so grateful for your work. And it doesn't take much. It really doesn't. So, yeah, you can express even more tricky things in a really kind and gentle way in your voice. All right. So the next card that we've got for this week coming up, discover yourself anew, look inside and rise. Oh, this is an interesting one, because that to me says that there's going to be some beautiful moments of self-reflection. You are possibly going to see some of your shadow sides coming up this week, where you are going to have to be more in allowance of those shadowy, darker, more negative sides of you. Perhaps you might lose your temper a little. So when that happens, if it happens, take a moment, step aside from the emotion and just go, what's underneath that? What is driving it? When was the first time I felt like that? And have a look at what is actually sitting underneath all of that frustration, the irritation, the thing that's creating the space where you feel like you can't be bright and bubbly and yourself and your lovely, delicious, amazing, sparkly being. The next card that we've got sort of towards the end of the week is accept loving support and let yourself be held. So this is part of the reason why I'm thinking we are going to be having a bit of a week of getting in touch with our softer, gentler side, because we've started off the week with embrace loving touch and we're ending it with accept loving support. Okay. Hi, Brittany. And to be letting yourself be held. All right. So there's a very high chance that you will be sitting in the space of feeling like you wish to have a lot more intimacy in your world. And if that's something that's a factor for you, don't be surprised if you start, and maybe you're single, don't be surprised if you start thinking, I think I'd like to go on some dates, or maybe rocking up to your friends and just giving them heaps of hugs and stuff this week. You might find that they also require the hugs, just as a hint. So let me take a nice photo of those cards. Fabulous. Cool. And let us have a look at our loving cards. Our yummy cards. What is our overall theme for the week? We got community. So again, we've got the loving support, the community. How could you bring in some really beautiful gratitude connection moments with the people that you love the most in the world? How can you bring that in this week? Write down a list of people that maybe you haven't connected with very much lately, or even the ones you do connect with. What if you were to actually write down, let's take inspiration from our magic book again. What if you were to write down 5 things that you're grateful to that person for and send it to them? Or even better, voice message it to them. Because I tell you what, the effect that has and the ripple effect it has is just absolutely incredible. And they really, really do hear and feel the love from you. And that is so precious. So precious. How often do we get to somebody's funeral and like of somebody that we know that maybe we've been close to, and there's that moment of regret of going, I wish I had told them more often how much I care about them. Hi, Catherine. Now's the time. Do it this week. You're being supported to do it this week. So if anybody pops into your head this week and they're like on your mind, reach out to them. Let them know that you're thinking about them, and that you care, and that, just reach out. It's a reach out and touch somebody's hand. All right. So, Melinda, my beautiful, beautiful friend, can you please pop your question in the chat for me, please? That would be amazing if you could. Hi, Casey. How are you, darling? Who wants to come and play? Okay, so while I'm waiting for Melinda's question, so exciting things. Some of you may have seen on Facebook, but for those of you who haven't, who are able to get up to Birdwood. So Birdwood for let me just double check my dates. The 2nd of June is the date. Okay. It is a Sunday. And Leanne Forrester and I are going to be doing an afternoon healing sound bath combo creation. So there's a lot of really beautiful, amazing things happening for this creation. And I am so incredibly excited about it. So we will be having, so we called it a healing afternoon with Leanne and Lorene. So we would be doing a rose cacao ceremony, and oh my God, this rose cacao is just to die for. We will be having a beautiful guided meditation, and then we will be doing, the next part is sort of all happening at once. It's going to be just so amazing and delicious and yummy. I'm so excited. So Leanne is our beautiful sound healer. So she has all the tools. She has the cool instruments and stuff. And she knows Seishem Reiki. And so when she does sound baths and things like that, it's always including Seishin Reiki. And then I know Usui Reiki. So I will be using Usui Reiki, an energetic facelift, and just other magical things that I do. And we are going to be playing the instruments together, and we are going to possibly even have a little bit of voice stuff happening from my beautiful self. And then we will be having just a really lovely way of just grounding and coming out of that. And I'm so excited. So up at Birdwood, it is at the Sacred Siren Tattoo Studio. Jade Gregor is the owner of Sacred Siren, and she opens up the space for us to do these beautiful creations. And I've been to a couple of Leanne sound baths up there, and we've been looking for a way to be able to do a co-creation together, and now it's time. So there are tickets available, and if you would like to come, you are more than welcome. And the cool thing is it's so stinking cheap. I know that a lot of people will be like, oh my God, I can't believe it is going to be that price, but it is. So here you go. Here is the link to it. So yes. It will be amazing. And we just have this bright, sparkly, bubbly energy between us, and we always have from the first moment we met. And that's, gosh, a year and a half ago, maybe even almost 2 years ago now, it feels like. And we've just been so excited to be able to co-create together and just be fun and expanding the possibilities for everybody there. It is an intimate group of no more than 10 people, so it's kind of nice. No, Christine, sorry, we're not Zooming it. Oh dear. Interesting thoughts though. Interesting thoughts. It's maybe a future creation. Maybe you're tapping in. All right. So Missy Moo. There we go. Cool. Thank you, Melinda. So yes, we are very, very, very excited about this co-creation, and so yummy. All right, Melinda, your Invisi team would like to share with you. Let's see. Got stuff popping up already. This is awesome. I haven't had that one for a while, actually, for you, but it makes sense. Oh, well, that's interesting. Wow. Okie dokie. Look, Juanita, there's a very high chance that we will be, but it'll be amazing if you could come. Yeah, we decided to make it a little bit earlier in the day, just so that we could, because it's winter and it's not very nice for either of us having to drive home in the dark, because Leanne lives down the hill. So, yeah. Well, we'll see how we go. But there is a high chance that it will happen again. So, but in case it's not, for those of you who are considering it. All right. Melinda, my sweet lady. The very first card we got for you is fairies. And you have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Now, this is not a surprise to us. We know this about you. And so with this whole beautiful fairy card and the Mother Nature card, what I'm getting a sense of for you for this week and potentially the weekend is see about getting out in nature and connecting in with Mother Nature. Wonder what would it create if you went out into nature to do your gratitude practices this weekend. I wonder. And also to connect in with the fairies and find out what magical knowledge they have for you to share with you, because I get that there's a lot of bubbly energy around them and in relation to you, and they would really, really like to be able to share that with you. The next card that we've got for you is the healing angel is within you, supporting your healing work. This is moving so much energy. And the funny thing is as I was shuffling the cards, the healing bar was going off. So there's a lot of healing going on, and that at the moment is feeling like releasing. So there's a lot of release work that you're doing right now, thanks to the gratitude practice. There's a lot of those old points of views and the old belief systems and the old things that have been holding you back from receiving your most delicious, amazing life. It's all just, and it's coming out of you right now, which is awesome. So there's that. And this makes more sense for the next card, which is God Box. I'm not used to this camera angle. So we know this one. It's about putting all your worries and your concerns down, writing them down, putting them in a box or whatever, burning them or whatever. What if we didn't even have to write down our worries and woes? What if we could actually use our gratitude practices instead? So I'm not sure if you caught my video on the book club group yet, but again, it's about writing your 10 gratitudes from that space of hyper focus on that one thing. And so like you did an amazing one today, and I'm like, keep going with that. Keep it really hyper focused on the one area. Like I said, the last time I did that gratitude book journey, I'd spent 3 days on just my workplace, because that was the thing I was struggling with the most. I had the least amount of gratitude for it. And so I did 3 days, so 30 different gratitudes for that particular workplace. It's not the one I work at now. I don't feel I require to do that. It would be easy, gratitudes for that one. It wasn't trying to undo the energy, the negative energy that was surrounding it. So get onto that. The next card that you've got is Vacuum Away Fear. So again, we know now that our worries and our fears all the same kinds of energy. It's just energy at the end of the day. It's just judgment, right? It's just energy, it's judgment, blah, blah, blah. Spin it around. Whatever you're afraid of, write out those gratitudes and get that sorted that way, okay? Every gratitude you express will suck away the fear that it is attached to. Yay. Now, this one was interesting because when it popped up, I was like, it was really heavy when it was in the upright position. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And so I turned it up the right way and it got really super light. And so I was like, truth, is this for me? No. It's if truth, is it for Melinda? Absolutely. Now, you're going to laugh when you see what it is because let me just show you. And then you will comprehend why I'm like, okay. So the card is vegetarian vegan. And it is basically giving you the go ahead to move away from being vegetarian vegan, to say that if you wish to go for a more higher protein diet, let your body do it. Even if it's just for a short time to get some changes, to receive the changes and see what happens, I would say 3 to 4 weeks. Give yourself a month on it. You don't have to be super strict, but it's about letting go of the attachment to vegetables and fruit, apparently, so that you can see what it is for you. So one of the ways to wrap your head around it, and so that people don't get really funny, is to say, I'm on an elimination diet at the moment to see what is irritating my gut. And from there, you can identify, because technically it is true. And from there, you can identify when you start introducing the things back in, the fruits, the vegetables, and stuff like that. You can identify what is actually upsetting your gut and what isn't. So, for example, I've been on my very, very high protein way of eating for, what are we now? 4 months, and or near enough to 4 months, being that we started in January, so February, March, April, May, so 4 months. And the other day I had one gherkin, like a whole gherkin, but one gherkin, and my mouth was like, oh, this is so great, yay. My gut was okay, but without going into horrific details, let's just say the exit was not so easy and not normal for what I've been experiencing for the last few months. And I was like, that was from one gherkin? Wow. So interesting that your team brought that in, and it was just sort of like, wow. So there we go. And your yummy card is open-hearted. So you are very open-hearted the majority of the time. And I'm getting a sense that this week you're going to find yourself in a space where, and given the group reading that we've had, you might be a bit more tender and a little bit more sensitive to people's comments or things like that. So take some time to tap into the things that bring you a lot of joy and a lot of fun, the fairies, nature, magical stuff, healing, that sort of thing. And try not to focus too much on the things that don't bring you joy and laughter. Okay. Yeah, it's the veggies thing is a really interesting one. When you start learning more and you start being really aware of your body, like it's amazing how much we just kind of get used to, even though it's upsetting the balance. And I mean, that's the same for many things, you know. If there's like so many people are, there's just so many topics just wanting to come forward all at once. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for supporting Find You Fridays for the last couple of years. Can you even believe it? We've been doing this for nearly 2 years now. We're coming up to our 2-year anniversary. It is such an honor to be able to connect with you, and on almost every single week you're like just my freaking rock star superstar of a Find You Friday member. So thank you, Melinda, from me, the business, Crafting Possibilities, Find You Fridays. We just adore you so much, so thank you. All right, Christine, I think, was the next one who popped up. Yep. All right, Christine. Now, I saw you had a couple of questions there. I've, got space for one. Had a very busy day today, so I'm happy to keep this a reasonably short thing. So, what is the rare endangered pink bird that I saw this morning from the universe informing me that I saw, in which I was also the only one wearing a pink dress that day? So which question would you like me to tackle today? Oh, okay, that was the saying. Okay, hang on. You have only asked one question. Thank you. The saying, give me a ring. US. My mum, not from the US, said, I am married, don't give me a ring. Okay, I get it now. Sorry, Christine. It's been a busy afternoon. I get it. Yes, give me a ring. As in, give me a phone call. Totally. And I never even thought about the fact that people from other cultures wouldn't necessarily know what that means. So that's funny. I love it. Okay. So let's have a look. What is the universe trying to inform me about the rare pink bird that... Let me jump back up to what that one is. Here we go. What does the rare endangered pink bird that I saw this morning from the universe informing me that I saw, in which I was also the only one wearing a pink dress that day? This is a very interesting question. What I do know for sure is that I haven't drunk nearly enough water today and my lips are dry. So I'll try my best not to eat them. I'd love to know, what is your awareness about the pink bird, Christine? What do you know? So he's very, very, very excited about the co-creation with Leanne and I. Just, it has so much lightness and brightness to it, and there's just a big bubbly awesomeness sitting there for us both. like even if we've been through and had some challenging times in the last week, it's like that creation has just been this big bubble of brightness sitting there, and it's just like, yay! You bring up an interesting question. Where is that book? Oh, it's in my room, that's why. Okay, cool. Let me see. Let's see if I can get some information this way. 20. All right, so let's have a look at the basic version of what pink is about. All right, so the color pink is something that is quite significant in this particular case. So pink, which is the energy of unconditional love, opening your heart and helping to heal heart problems. It assists with releasing emotional challenges and brings tranquility. Pink also helps with insomnia and manifestation of dreams. Open your heart with delicate pink colors. Become aware of any tension in your body. Take in a deep breath and allow your body to soften. Focus on letting go of any hardness or density. Close your eyes and imagine you are holding the most beautiful pink flower. Breathe in its sweet scent, inviting its beauty and delicateness to your open heart. Then imagine pink light from the flower flowing into your heart and filling it up with unconditional love. Now, think of someone you love and allow the love you feel to pour from your heart into his or hers. Savor that feeling of love and connectedness and say with me, divine love, pour your heart healing light into my heart, softening it, purifying it, and rejuvenating it so that it's shiny, loving, and full of enthusiasm. So we'll keep that in mind as we read through this. Okay, that's weird. Where did you go? That is so strange. I put cards down, but one of them disappeared. Like, I don't know where it went. That is just the strangest thing ever. It's not on me, and it doesn't look like it's on the floor. I don't know where it's gone. It's magic. My cards are playing magic tricks with me now. That is so funny. Because I pulled 4 cards. That is so funny. I wonder where it went. It's obviously not meant to be there. It doesn't want to be seen. All right, cool. Let's just have a look and see if we can find another card. Oh, dear. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Okay. wonder where it went. Found it! Yay! Seriously, sleight of hand. I found it. It was meant to be there. And that is even funnier. Oh my God. All right. So, excuse me while I settle myself. So this beautiful bird, the endangered pink bird that you saw, that was just so weird. So weird. That's never happened before in almost 2 years of doing this show. That's never happened. So we've had cards flying off onto the floor and stuff, but all right. So there's some elements around lovingness. So quite often when we see stuff like that, it's the symbolism of it. Hence the reason why I went to the color first, because it's like the color is the thing that has stood out most to you. So the first thing that's come up is the golden retriever dog. And it is talking about finances and material needs that are taken care of, to honor your traditions and have pride in your heritage and the accomplishment of your ancestors. Okay, so what I'm getting a sense of here is that it is okay to feel pride and love and unconditional love for the family and for your ancestors and all of that sort of stuff. It's totally okay. And it's also totally okay to desire to have your own wealth and your own finances and to use your beautiful loving energy to imprint into your financial journey and to use that unconditional love coming through, thinking about that color pink, right? So the main thing that I was getting from that was initially when I looked at that card was there's a requirement from your finances to feel more love from you. So let us continue on. And the reason why I laughed is because the card that disappeared was the leopard, and the card it got replaced with was the rescue cat. So that's why I was laughing. So the leopard, which is the queen of winter, and she is about experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. Apparently, the queen of winter is funny. So all your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It is time to declutter your home, clear away any situations that aren't working for you anymore, and disengage from people who want to create more drama than happiness. So, where in your life are you lacking love? Where in your relationships are you lacking love? And even though you might be full of the love, are the people that you're giving it to responding with love? Are you actually, is it being reciprocated is the word that I'm after? Because that very last line feels way more true for you about disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. So often we hang on to people because they create drama so that we have something to solve. We have a problem to solve. And having to solve problems makes us feel like we have a purpose and a reason for living. But what if your greatest problem was that you had no problems? What if your greatest problem was that you had so much energy that the only choice you had to do was to have shite tons of fun with it? What if your greatest problem was that all of the money, cash and wealth and abundance that you had coming into you was so easy, and all you got to do was to just really enjoy it and have fun? not to make it frivolously go away, because then you're creating a problem. No, it's about having fun and honoring those money flows. So just have a look at that. Who in your life is creating more trauma and drama than giving you lots of love and nourishment and nurturing? And if it's something that's short term, like that's one thing. But if it's something that has been there for many, 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 many months, if not years, maybe it's time to push them into the outer circle for a while, or say goodbye completely, to not have them quite so much right in your face. Because, of course, the overarching theme of this is love, and the unconditional love that you truly be. And being in the space of unconditional love does not mean that you are a doormat. Just saying. So the next card that we've got is the Persian cat. We've got cats and dogs. It's raining cats and dogs, seriously. You'll understand, because the next one is the Saint Bernard dog. So don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. So the Queen of Spring, talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. All right. So again, what do you truly love to play with? What do you truly, really desire to see in your world? Because quite clearly, your team is saying to you through this beautiful endangered bird, this pink bird, who came into your world to highlight the color pink for you, including in your dress, right? Allowing yourself to honestly look at where is your energy going and what do you truly wish to nurture and nourish moving forward. This is a big time of reflection for you. Okay, and I'm afraid you're just gonna have to strap on your big girl boots and make some pretty tough decisions. If you don't like the word decisions, choices. But these choices are going to be things that are going to help you to move forward and to stop being held back. So let's have a look at what Mr. Tennis Spring, Mr. St. Bernard dog has to say. You're working far too hard, and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and enjoy life. Now, people who are in our life, come back to this card, who are creating more drama than happiness are going to create shit tons more stress in your life too. All right. So that's why these cards are coming up for you, because they're saying it's time to make the choice to let go of certain people in your world that are causing you too much stress, because it's starting to get too much. You're going to burn out and you're going to be not in a happy space. Okay. So interesting. If you do that, that's where this card comes in. Okay, which is the rescue cat, which is mixed breed. If you pay attention, if you let go of the things that are no longer serving you, if you have the courage to let go of the people who are just there to be draining you rather than contributing to you, who judge you, make fun of you, who make you feel like you're not as valuable as you truly are, the people who don't engage with you in a positive way. If you're willing to let those people go and make space in your life for more awesome, wonderful people, this rescue cat is going to be right there waiting for you, because it says the challenging times are coming to an end and you can now breathe a sigh of relief. Let the past go and embrace happier times ahead. All right. So it's just kind of like rounding out your reading, actually. So that's really, really cool. Let's have a look at your yummy card. Your yummy card was purification. So that tells me that it's time to let go. It's time to declutter. Absolute time to declutter. We haven't had one of those for a little while. How did I get so lucky? All right. You're welcome, Christine. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. And thank you for your donation to Find You Fridays, to Crafting Possibilities. Your very kind donation absolutely keeps the show up and functioning. And I really do appreciate it. Totally. All right. Let's do a quick round of gratitude poems. All right. So, yeah, we'll see you later, darling. I look forward to it. All right. So, gratitude poetry book. You know, for those of you who've been around a little while, you know it's the first number that pops into your head between 1 and 88, not necessarily your favorite number, but pop that in the chat now and we will do the poetry readings. Yay! All right, Christine, we got for you. The sun will shine again and you will laugh again. I know it's hard and that the world seems to be against you. I am your friend and I will stand by you, listen to you and offer you advice and love you. We are so very far apart, but I am thinking of you and all the good times. So keep smiling even when things are bad. Gather your friends around you, even if they won't think to hug you, hug them. Just remember, I'm only a phone call away. You are my dearest friend and my most understanding one, and I return that for you and more. Please remember to use my shoulder if ever you need to. Your best friend. So, Christine, quite clearly, it is time to reach out to your community, reach out to your friends. If it's been a while since you've reached out to some of them, now's the time, because you're going to require some support to move through the space that you're going to be in for a little bit. Okay, gather your girlfriends around you and start bringing in some more lightness and happiness and joyfulness and fun into your life, because your body is crying out for it. And if you're with someone who, as in a partner, who is not supportive of you catching up with your friends, that's a huge fucking red flag. Just saying. Okay. So, and even if it's family, if your family is going, oh no, I don't think you should be going out, blah 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 blah, because you have to stay home so you can do what? cook for them, clean for them, do their laundry for them. That's a bloody big red flag too. Please get in touch with some friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 14. All right, Melinda. Realization. Why is it that when a person loves another, they can't see the obvious, that the other isn't feeling the same way? The hurt for the person is unbearable when they finally realize they feel stupid, that they just didn't see. But it's so much worse when it carries on for a long time. The person is denying the inevitable and falling deeper into the trap called heartache. Melinda, I'm getting a sense of grief with this one, in that making change is always going to create moments of grief. And when we let go of even negative stuff, it can create a bit of a void in our life, because so often, so say for example, I'm not saying that you're doing this at all, but sometimes what happens is we get really addicted to trauma and drama. We get really addicted to complaining and gossiping and stuff like that. So this can pop up in interesting ways. Like, say there's a person in our lives that is even somebody at work or in our family or our friend group or somebody that is doing things that you don't necessarily agree with, and it becomes almost like a weird culture thing within the group to just bitch and complain about that person and gossip about them, rather than actually tackling it head on. And sometimes, even when we do tackle it head on, it can actually create a lot of additional trauma and drama. So it seems safer to just grumble about them behind their backs. Okay. So in the fact that you're doing this gratitude process, there's going to be some moments there, I think, where you're going to find yourself having to make some vast changes on where your focus is going and how you're talking. And that's where this is coming from. It's like, oh, geez, who am I without that? And it's the same for you looking for a paid employment. You know, you love working at the food hub, and I know you love working at the food hub, but there's also the realization that if you get a job, that it might be meaning that you have to leave these beautiful people that you're enjoying working with. And that adds to a bit of grief and heartache. So, yeah, just be aware and keep your gratitude practice up. The gratitude practice is, of course, a wonderful, wonderful tool. We know this. We know how amazing it is, but it also shifts energy really dynamically. And when we shift energy, it's going to feel like a bit of a weird adjustment, and like a grief process kicks in a little bit. All righty, Catherine. This is an interesting one for you, Catherine. Together in harmony. As you leave me tonight, I feel this strange feeling, one that I haven't felt in a long time. It's a feeling of peace, but also one of loss. Peace to know that you'll return, and loss that you aren't with me now. I want you to know, even if I can't say it at the moment, that I care for you and that when we are apart, I'll be thinking of you. I get the sense this is about a friend of yours, darling, that there's someone that you're very close to that is requiring perhaps a little bit more support from you at the moment. And that it would be really prudent to reach out to them and let them know that you're there for them and that you are aware that something's happening. And yeah, they're requiring some love and support from you. Okay. Thank you for having such a big, beautiful heart, Catherine. And yeah, let them know that you're thinking of them and that you love them. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Catherine. Miss Kim. Okay, this makes sense. Watching for something, for someone, because you're bored, because you're thinking, but always watching. Going into a daze, can't hear anything, don't notice, don't care. Focused on nothing, seeing through everything, absolute indefinite. All right, so I'm going to read you the little blurb because I think this is why you have picked this poem. I remember this day sitting at my desk in the halls of residence for the beginning of the second year of architectural drafting at Central Institute of Technology, casually gazing into the rooms across the grass dividing the blocks of communities. It was warm and still and quiet. My room was all unpacked and I was alone again. My family had long gone and I was half by observing other students setting up their rooms. So what I'm getting a sense of, Kim, is this feeling of static with you, as in you've been in a lot of situations lately where life seems to be happening around you and it's like you're just stuck, not stuck, but just still. There's like this is a moment in time where it's kind of like you're not really doing life. It's like life is doing you. And life is happening around you and people are off doing their things and having fun and enjoying life and doing all the stuff. And there's this feeling of just being stationary. So yeah, I feel stuck. Cool. So your team, you have chosen this to say, hey, it's okay to observe and watch what's happening, but also start having a ponder about how you can keep your life moving and connecting with other people, because there is an element there of loneliness that's happening. Okay, so big loves to you, Kim. Yeah. Oh. Just watching it go by without being in it. Yeah. That was a really tough time for me too. Not in the same way that you've got things going on, but certainly. And it takes a lot of courage to stand up, step outside of that little box and get engaged. And of course, the older we get, the harder it is. And if we haven't got kids or anything like that, it becomes so much harder again, because we don't have those connection points with other people. And where you're at right now, it's so hard, because it's so hard for you to leave the house easily and all of those sorts of things, because you've got lots of responsibilities. So I totally get it. And we've had many conversations, as you know, about what things you can start putting into place moving forward. So, yeah, because the issue is, if you don't start now bringing in some of these other things, other people into your world, interests and things like that, your world's only going to get smaller. Okay. And this is not a time for your world to be getting smaller. All right. Next. So thank you, Kim. Thank you for coming to play. I'm appreciating you very, very much. All right, Juanita. Yeah, honey. You do. You'll get there. Juanita. Did we have 22 earlier? Yeah, we did. Catherine had it too. That's what I thought. Yeah, you're welcome, Kim. 22 for Juanita. Together in harmony. As you leave me tonight, I feel this strange feeling, one that I haven't felt in a long time. It's a feeling of peace, but also one of loss. Peace to know that you'll return, and loss that you aren't with me now. I want you to know, even if I can't say it at the moment, that I care for you, and that when we are apart, I'll be thinking of you. Juanita, does your partner work away from home and stuff? Because, or maybe night shifts? Because I'm getting a sense that, like, the peace to know that your return is, it's kind of like, it's right there. It's going, it's okay, he's coming back. It's almost like there's some worries going on for you that are, no, okay. Interesting. So let me see. What else is this? Just wondering if there's like those moments where there's this separation happening between you and your delicious other. If he's just in a different world at the moment, and his substances. Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense. It was like he's just gone. He's yeah, because the words that were actually standing out the most there were peace and loss, and that you care. So those were like the pieces, those were the words that were really standing out in there for me when I was reading this. So when he is choosing that, there is like those moments of going, oh, okay, I don't have to deal with that right now, because he's energetically not here. But also there's the loss with that of he's not here. I'm not able to engage with him. think the question comes up of, and it's something one of my workmates asked me this week. And they asked me, how do you get off? Do you have any hints or tips for somebody who wants to give up smoking? Before I go and spend $400 on a hypnotherapist, how, like, do you have any hints and tips? And this is something that I sort of pondered on it for a little bit, because I don't often get people with addictions coming through to see me, but there are lots of different ways to look at addictions, and a lot of different things can look like and appear to be addictions. So things like food can be an addiction. Obviously, the obvious ones are drugs and alcohol, but then there's other things like sex can be an addiction. Gossip can be an addiction. Shopping can be an addiction. There's lots of things that can be an addiction. And there's elements of an addictive personality which are actually superpowers. But there's also other things that are not great, obviously. So the question that I put to my workmate was, you first have to figure out and ask yourself, why, what psychologically have I decided that this particular thing is doing to keep me safe? So quite often, people will choose to do certain addictive behaviors because they believe that keeps them safe, even if it's highly toxic. And it is toxic for their body, their mind, their spirit, their being, whatever all the areas, their relationships, their financial flows, their home life, even if it is completely fucking up every single area of their life, and they will still choose it because they have decided that that thing keeps them safe. So that's kind of the first thing, is they have to figure out why and where does that particular point of view come from. So in relation to my workmate, he said to me, beer and cigarettes keep me sane. And I said, well, there it is. That's the thing. That's why you won't let go of it until you bring in something else. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, okay, so if you take away the thing that is keeping you sane and safe, because that's what you've decided it is, you're going to feel like you're being punished for letting that thing go. So especially if you go cold turkey or whatever. So the best thing to do is, number one, figure out why you require to feel sane and safe, and what things are making you feel unsafe and insane, and start tackling those. But additional to that, you have to start bringing in coping mechanisms. You have to start bringing in coping mechanisms that are going to be healthier, and add them in so that you haven't got that huge void in your world where you are unable to function without the toxic thing. I hope that makes sense. And that way, the more you lean on the more healthy options, the easier it is to let the toxic stuff go. And it will just sort of gently work its way out without having to be a really big, huge amount of trauma, drama around it, and feel like it's a massive punishment. So, it says marijuana keeps them sane and safe. So there we go. There is some digging to do around that. More than likely, it is to do with some kind of child or teenage trauma that he hasn't dealt with. And men are some of the hardest ones to actually get them to look at their own trauma. They find it very difficult and very, very confronting to actually look at the stuff that has formulated a lot of these coping mechanisms. So it's a tricky one, love, and it's hard on you. It's hard on you because when they disengage, you're left holding the basket, and it's like, oh shit, now what do I do? So I get that. It's a hard one. But in the meantime, the one thing you can do is to just don't dive down into that shithole with him. Keep living your big, beautiful, amazing, incredible life. Being the best version of you that you possibly can, being the inspiration and loving those around you with all the magic that you be. And sometimes the best bet is to just continue to live your life as if they're not there. And they come in, you engage with them, they float off, they do their thing. They come in, you engage with them, they float off and they do their thing. That's sometimes the only way to be able to healthily have them in your world and still be you and not get caught up in their crazy. I've had a few relationships where it's been somebody, they've been on addictive substances, and it's not an easy one. Not easy, because often they're in full of judgment of themselves, which then spills over to you too, and that fucking sucks. So yeah, so keep living your life, hun. Be amazing. Do the things that light you up. Find the things that light you up and keep doing them no matter what. So I was talking about going to craft class this week, and I did that last night. Craft class came into my world at the end of my second marriage. And so we are coming up to 10 years of doing craft class. It has been the one thing that I have consistently done in all that time that is just for me. I don't do it because different friends of mine have come in at different times to do it. I don't do it because I really have to do it. I do it because I desire to do it. I do it because it allows me, even if everything else in my world is going to shit and I don't know where I'm going to live. And then and at different times it has been the case. And there's been times when I've been almost homeless, or at this case, or virgining on that and not knowing what's going to happen. And then craft class pops up and I still go. There's been times where I've had almost no money and I still go, because I know that in honoring me and honoring my love of craft, that I will create more magic in my world because of that. It gives me something to look at and go, oh, yes, I did that. I created that. And it is just one of the many things I have in my world that allows me the space to just feel good being me. And my craft class people, they know some days I'll be really quiet. I say absolutely fucking nothing. Then there's other days like last night where I was just like so yeah, do the thing. Do the thing. Even if it's, and especially if it's just for you, because that one little seed will sprout and create so much more. And if you can, you said you're considering painting again just for me. Awesome. And what if you can see if you can find a little group that you can join up with and have that moment to go out and enjoy time. And I think you said you're a mum, so organizing somewhere for the kids to go so that you don't have to worry about them. They'll be safe and you can chill, relax, go and do things for yourself too. Okay. I don't know any other way to be, love. A lot of people in my old life would have gone, oh, you share too much. And I'm like, I don't think I do. Because if we don't talk about these things, even the hard stuff, then how the fuck are we going to grow? How the hell are we going to get to the next levels? How are we going to be able to support each other to move forward as a collective if we don't talk about this stuff? If we try to hide it away in the cupboard behind a secret door and behind some padlocks, how the hell? We can't bring this stuff up to speak about it, to let it out, to heal it, to let it go. It's just dragging us down. So that's why I am just real. I just talk about all sorts of things. In this beautiful book here, there is stuff in there about death. There's stuff in there about suicide. There's stuff in there about, not having the right role models for being parents and things, and as an adult. There's all sorts of stuff in here. There's good stuff too. Lots of good stuff. Lots of yummy stuff. But that's why this book is so bloody special, because it does cover such a wide variety of topics. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful it nudged me enough until I got sick and tired of it nudging me and just allowed me to. And I just allowed the process of the creation to begin. So, Kim, I've been in a place of addiction. They have to want to help themselves first before people can help them. Every situation is so very, very different. Yep. True. That's my gratitude book, darling. The Space Between Seconds. Gratitude, the Space Between Seconds. So this is where I get my poetry readings from. It's my intuitive poetry book. It created itself. What can I say? Alrighty, my loves. I am going to do our okay, Chris. 19. You just slipped in there. You can have this reading, and then because I've had a very long day, very tiring day, so I really do require to go soon. So let me read this one out for you, Chris, and then I will be doing our meditation. So you popped in at the most perfect time. Well done. And then we will be done for the evening. All right. Life. It can be a multitude of things. It can be happy, sad, frustrating, stressful, peaceful, or angry. At different times, one of these things seems to dominate. This can either build you up or bring you down. It's strange to think that all it takes is a person to say something nice or to smile to lift your day and make it a happy one. Yet, if a situation causes anger or sadness, the feeling lasts longer than one day. In a perfect world, everyone would be happy, but for now, life must be lived and a person has to take the bad and concentrate on the good. So, Chris, I'm actually going to read the little blurb that's at the bottom of this because I actually get that this is relevant to you. So, and it will make more sense for the poem that as far as your reading goes. Slowly and gently, step by step, taking my world back. My youngest brother has been born in July, and I was looking forward to being able to meet him for the first time. He gave me a purpose to create outside of my studies, and I crocheted him a beautiful blue blanket and even used my knitting skills to create a maroon hooded jacket and pants. I don't really like to knit. However, for a precious little brother, I would have created a whole wardrobe to keep busy. So what I'm getting a sense with you, Chris, is that you really are in a space of having to put your life back together again, and that it is time to keep finding those little moments of joy, those creation points, those things that make you feel good about being you, whatever you like to do, which is helping you to connect with another person. And one of the fastest, quickest, easiest ways of getting yourself out of spaces like depression and things like that is focusing on helping someone else and loving them. So in this case, I was super, super homesick, and I was missing my family terribly. I came from a very teeny tiny little town and village. I didn't have a lot of friends. I wasn't making friends very easily. And I was just so fucking lonely. And I was trying my best with my classmates and things like that, but I felt really sad. And when my little brother came along, I really, really, really wished to be there for my mum, but I couldn't. I had to go back to uni, and so I had to wait until, because I lived, 4.5 hours away in the car. It was an 8-hour journey by train. So it was a long, long way, and I couldn't just duck home, So I had to wait. And so what I did is I put my energy into creating these things for my little brother. Once I found out my mum was pregnant, it was like, oh, and it gave me something to focus on besides my own pain, my own hurt, and by pain, I mean emotional pain. Okay. So start looking at what ways have you once created, and as in being creative with. And I don't mean everybody has to do cross stitch and crochet and knitting like I do. Juanita was saying she used to paint. So there's a beautiful creation connection point. I also used to write poetry a lot because I'm a writer as well. So there was that for me. This is a time, Chris, that you really have to focus on you. And you have to focus on you in a bright, beautiful, positive way. Because if this person is to come to you, I know you've mentioned about them before. If you're sitting around being a sad sack and not being and not engaging in your life, they're not going to wish to be with you. Think about it from a gardening perspective, okay? So you and your life is like the soil. If you are putting all the right nourishment and nurturing and the right amount of fertilizer and the right amount of water and the right amount of sunshine and all of that sort of stuff is coming into the soil, and it's getting mixed up, and it's creating a really beautiful, fertile grounding for amazing creations, plants to grow. When the person comes in who's going to be dropping seeds into your life, seeds of love and joyousness and all those sorts of things, they're going to have nice, healthy soil to plant in. Okay? But if you're sitting there and not being engaged in your life, and you're not fertilizing your soil well, and you're not bringing in the sunshine and the rain or the water, and allowing that to nourish and nurture you and your life and your body and your headspace and your brain and all the things, those seeds are going to die. And the person won't stay with you. Okay? So, get out there, engage in your life, find the things that bring you so much joyousness, and please focus on them. Okay? Yeah. Oh, dear. Wise words from Christine. Okay? Have a read. You'll be able to see it because you're both on YouTube. So, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And when you're with somebody who is nourishing and nurturing, all those things that you used to enjoy, like going out and doing all the things, they'll generally come with you. And it'll be fun. If you're with somebody who holds you back from doing those things, yeah, there isn't any freedom there. Especially if we're still deciding to be in people pleaser mode. Nah. All right. Exactly, Christine. There's a difference between wishing to make sure that you're safe and being genuinely interested in your life versus control and manipulation, for sure. All right. Cool. I was just checking what we're doing for our meditation tonight. Close your eyes, everybody. Take a big, deep breath in. Go all the way down to the bottom of your beautiful bellies. And breathing out. And breathing in. And out. This time when you breathe in, bring Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down. Bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up as you breathe in. Father Sky energy all the way out as you breathe out. We're going to expand out now, expanding out our awareness, becoming aware of your body, the air around you. Now expanding out your awareness in a big, beautiful bubble up into the sky, down into the earth, expanding out your awareness. Out beyond the size of the country that you're in, out beyond the size of the planet, expanding out your awareness out beyond the size of the solar system and the galaxies and the universes. Take a big deep breath in. And now breathing out. Focusing on your body once more, grab your sense of allowance. Remembering that the sense of allowance and expanding that out takes you from being the tight, contracted little pebble wrapped in white light and a protective bubble around you. And you're at the bottom of a raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions being bashed and battered around and at the effect of everybody else, and expands you out to be like this big, beautiful, fluffy cloud floating above the river, way, way, way high up, where you can see the river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions for the truth of what it actually is. You are indeed just seeing energy. You are no longer resistant or reacting to it. You're responding when necessary. And that is it. So now expanding out your awareness, your allowance, expanding out your allowance beyond your body, expanding out your allowance up into the sky, down into the earth, and all the way around you. Expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the country that you're in, beyond the size of the planet. Expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the solar system and the galaxies and the universes, and now beyond your awareness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now I'd like you to focus on your heart space. And imagine that there is that beautiful pink light curling around your heart space, bringing in that unconditional love. And as it brings it in, it sends ribbons of unconditional love light all the way up and around your body and down all the way to your feet. And as this unconditional love light, which is streaming from your heart, comes around your body and touches the parts of your body, almost as if it is the bandages of a mummy, but it's not restricting. This beautiful unconditional love light is allowing you to heal the parts of you that are feeling lost or lonely or isolated or sad. The parts of you that are grieving or angry. The parts of you that are longing for connection. The parts of you that are disappointed, maybe a little resentful or rejected. this love light that is coming out of your heart and streaming unconditionally and infinitely from your space. You are healing yourself right now. Moving around your back, where it is, every single point that it touches is healing those moments where you've felt that you weren't supported. When life just felt too hard. And you weren't sure how you were going to continue on. All of those old energies are now being soothed by the unconditional love energy from your heart, coming from Mother Earth and Father Sky, flowing through your body. That's why we do the expanding out exercise first. And as all of these pain points are being wrapped up with love, the love that you have for you and about you, something magical starts to happen. The sparkles that are truly you start bubbling up. They bubble up from your belly and your heart area, all the way down to your toes, your fingertips. And as you look down your body, you see it is just becoming more and more sparkly. And it makes you smile, and it makes you feel so good and special and magical and amazing. And as all of these sparkles start traveling up your spine and all the way up through your neck to your brain, reminding your brain that it feels amazing to feel loved, and it feels amazing to know that you are magical and incredible, and you have a beautiful guiding light that is truly you. You feel those sparkles moving all the way over your face and your eyes and your ears. And as all of this incredible sparkles move all the way around your body, you feel your confidence returning. You feel your ability to communicate yourself openly and with authority is returning, and you feel the space of total honoring and the ability to speak clearly and get your point across, and the patience to get your point across even if somebody else is interrupting you all the time. You feel all of that, and you feel no resistance or reaction to it. You feel empowered and so deliciously, amazingly you. You see yourself in all of your sparkly awesomeness, playing in whatever hobbies or interests that you have and enjoying the living heck out of it. As you stand there or sit there smiling, please know you can take this feeling with you every day for as long as you choose it. Take a big deep breath in and slowly let it out. Taking another big deep breath in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And breathing out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Bring Mother Earth and the unconditional love for everything and everyone all the way up. And then Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. I'd like you now to wrap your arms around you and just give yourself a big, big squeezy hug. And really enjoy the feeling of your own beautiful body, because you are magical and amazing. When you're ready, open your eyes. I hope you enjoyed that. It has been an absolutely wonderful Find You Fridays with you all today. I am incredibly grateful for you all because of the community that you create together. I couldn't do this show without you. It would be a very short show. And I don't know that I would still be here 2 years later if it wasn't for you all. So I very, very much appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And I hope that you feel yourself wrapped up in all your sparkly, magical goodness for the next week and even beyond. So please get out there, do something tasty for yourself over the weekend. Be amazing. Allow your voice to be seen and heard. Be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful ones. Till next time, bye-bye.